Hello, in this video, I'm going to talk about the diatonic minor scale. The diatonic minor scale, which means the diatonic meaning seven or eight uh, notes, and then there's going to be, sorry, I kind of froze up there, but there's going to be the minor scale. The minor scale with 7 or 8 notes, that's what it means. So we're going to start off with the intervals. The intervals are actually whole, half, whole, whole, half, whole, whole. Now, this is what you need to memorize between each of them. So if you're gonna, so you have to remember with whole, half, whole, half, whole, whole. So I'm gonna erase that. And now I'm going to give you a few examples of the diatonic minor scale. Diatonic minor scale with the intervals, which I just showed you, with the intervals that I just showed you. Now I'm going to do the E minor scale. Now just remember, it's whole, whole, half, whole, half, whole. So now, let me just fix that real fast. Now we're going to do the E. We're going to do E, F, G, A, B, C, D, and then we're going to go back to E, which is our octave. Now, in between E and F, is that a whole step? Remember, after B and after E, there are actually no sharps and no flats. So in order to get that's actually a half a step right there. So in order to get a whole step, we would actually have to make it F sharp. So in between E and F sharp, that's a whole step. Now between F and G, is that a whole step or a half a step, or is that a half a step? Whole step or F sharp? Is that a whole step or half a step? That's a half a step. So we're good there. Now between G and A, do we have a whole step or a half a step? That's a whole step, so we're good. Now between A and B, do we have a whole step? Yes, we do. Between B and C, do we have a half a step? Yes, we do. Between C and D, do we have a half a step? Yes, we do. Between D and E, do we have a whole step? I'm sorry. Do we have a whole step? Yes, we do. So we are actually using the intervals, which is the space in between notes, to figure out the diatonic minor scale, how that is. So I'm going to do one more example with you guys. And I'm going to, I'm going to erase all that. Now I'm going to do one more example with you guys with the diatonic minor scale. I'm going to write out the intervals. After I'm done writing out the intervals, I'm going to do the A minor scale, and we're going to figure out the A minor scale. So let me just erase this real fast. Once I get done erasing this, we're going to do whole, half, whole, half, whole. So we're going to turn that with the A minor scale. We're going to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and A. So, between A and B, do we have a whole step? Yes, we do. Now, between B and C, do we have a half a step? Yes, we do. Now, between C and D, do we have a whole step? Yes, we do. Between D and E, do we have a whole step? Yes, we do. I'm sorry about that. Now, between E and F, do we have a half a step? Yes, we do. Between F and G, do we have a whole step? Yes, we do. Now, between G and A, do we have a whole step? Yes, we do. So that is your diatonic minor scale. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and A. That should be your diatonic minor scale with the starting with the A minor scale right there. Whole, half, whole, half, whole. Thank you for your time. I will see you in the next video.